Inspired is up with an astrological energy forecast. This will be for the week of March 17th to 23rd of 2025. Thank you for clicking onto my video. If you are a returning member, subscriber, or viewer, welcome back, Soul Family. It's good to see you guys again. I hope you are doing well. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. It's good to see a new face here. I do pull oracle cards for this reading. I do pull oracle cards for the energy just overall for the week. So please keep in mind that these oracle readings are a collective oracle reading. Therefore, the messages will not and may not resonate with everyone. So please take what resonates with you in your particular situation and leave the rest. Please don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. Okay, if it's not resonating with you, it just means that I'm not picking up on your energy, which is perfectly okay. In the areas of legal, law, finance, health, mental health, please note that I'm not an expert in those areas, nor do I claim to be. And if I mention them at all, it's either what my intuition is picking up on or it's literally on the cards themselves. However, if it truly resonates for you, I highly encourage you to speak to those experts in those areas of expertise. I am also the author, the Ulrich, of both fairy tales in my hand here. The Princess and Her Inner Voice, which is a fairy tale written for children about their intuition, what it is, how it speaks to them, and how if they listen to it, it can help them to overcome all obstacles, help them to heal from all traumas, as well as get them to their happy ending in whichever way that looks for them. It is a very self-love and self-worth based fairy tale. As well as The Dark High Priestess and The Prophecy of the Queen of the Unseen. This is a fairy tale written for adults about healing and overcoming spiritual warfare and narcissistic abuse from family members and friends, and how to keep that inner flame lit despite any adversity you may be going through or experiencing. And that no matter how dire your situation may seem, know that you will always have a choice and that you're never alone. There's always benevolent beings that are around you just waiting for you to give them permission so that way they can provide you with guidance and to intervene and to intercede on your behalf so that way you can fulfill your soul's purpose in this lifetime. Both of these fairy tales are in the bard format, okay, which means that they rhyme. So think like Dr. Seuss meets Grimm's fairy tales. They are written and illustrated in such a way to heal and appeal to your inner child as you read them. They're short, they're sweet, they inspire hope, and they make you feel good as you read them. The audiobook has been released for both books. It can be attached to this video as well as on my channel. However, if you are so inclined to purchase the physical copies, you can find them on online retailers such as Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble, just to name a few. The Princess and Her Inner Voice is in its second edition print, which means that the autographed first edition as well as my products can be found on my website, which is www.aspiraltotheself.com. All the information will be in the description box below for your convenience, as well as all of my social media platforms and pages, so that way you do not get scammed by people or pages pretending to be me. As always, I begin each reading and forecast with a prayer. I call upon God, Banja, Great Goddess Morgan, the Trinity Three, Lu, the Archangels, my ancestors, and the seen and unseen. Please only allow this reading what I call upon, which is high vibrational energy and frequency. If any lower vibrational anti-spinning energy try to come through or try to astral project, open a portal, remote, viewer, be a monitoring spirit, and the past, the present, or the future, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to sender, which I give you full consent to intervene and to intercede on my behalf, whichever way you deem fit. Please allow me to see you what the collectives know and provide clear, concise messages. If any try to abuse technology in any kind of way by trying to take a screenshot or astral project in the past, the present, or the future into this set, or try to send any kind of ill will, ill intent, negative energy, curses, sex, evil eye, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to sender, in which I give you full consent to hold them accountable and bring them to justice in your way. Please protect me, this channel, the video, and the viewers as I deliver this divinely guided message. Any curses, hex, evil eye, black magic, witchcraft, and bindings, let they be dissolved, transmuted, and everyone by the All-High. The cinder's mask be ripped off, they'll be unable to hide. All their lies, deceit, and ill intentions will become exposed and publicly known. Okay, collective. So as always, we cover the background energy. So we begin this forecast with the retrogrades. And currently we have two retrogrades that are in 2025. We have Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. Both are in the sign of Aries. So think very aggressive, very initiating changes, taking the lead, lots of action going on here. So first we have Venus retrograde, which will be in retrograde until April 12th of 2025. This is where we're evaluating our relationships, being direct and impulsive with anything that's causing us discomfort or dissatisfying us in our relationships or how we love other people. Then we have Mercury retrograde, which will be in retrograde until April 6th of 2025. This is where we are communicating in a direct and impulsive way, as well as being very candid with others, so just being very blunt, okay? This is also not a time to travel, sign new contracts. There could also be a lot of delays when it comes to travel, car accidents, traffic. It can also be misunderstandings when it comes to communication, as well as technological issues. I believe last year we had like a whole bank crash like on Mercury retrograde where their electronics just completely went out. So FYI with that. So it's a very, very heavy energy, that a forced pause, a slowdown, okay? So it's like you want to take action and you're going to be actioning on certain things, okay, when it comes to being in relationships, when it comes to communicating with others, okay? Because essentially this time, because we are in eclipse season, as well as we have an equinox this week, it's a time of releasing and purging, endings and new beginnings. Renewal, rebirth, okay, because it's spring, it's the beginning of spring. So we're getting rid of the old and we're setting the way, paving the way for the new. Now we're going to go into the weekly energies. These energies range from a few weeks to up to 48 hours. So with these energies, I mean, there's one energy in particular that has actually surpassed the few weeks. It's that stellium and Pisces. We were seeing the stellium and Pisces since like the very end of January of 2025, and it's been off and on again, every other week or every week, okay? So it wouldn't exactly last the entire week for some of these weeks, but it's definitely a big and prevalent energy that's been going on for the past 3 months, okay? We have a stellium in Pisces that's going to be a carryover from last week. The stellium in Pisces is now slowly transitioning into the sign of Aries. So where all of the planets were in the sign of Pisces, now some of them are transitioning into the sign of Aries. Okay, so then it's just going to be a stellium in Aries. And this is going to be a energy for all week, okay? So our intuition will be very heightened, exposing the truth to us in mystical ways through our dreams and visions on how we can creatively overcome a karmic lesson surrounding our self-worth and to follow our intuition, as well as to express ourselves in a direct way when it comes to relationships that are impulsive and aggressive in order for us to be aligned with our purpose. So Spirit, in what way does the collective need to express themselves in a direct way? In what way does the collective need to express themselves in a direct way? In what way does the collective need to express themselves in a direct way? Okay. So we have first out prosperity, about abundance, about success. So you have animal guides here, animal totems. That means like you're seeing synchronicities out in nature. The ascended masters, family, friends, and guides. And consciousness of lack. So that means here, collective, that essentially the world of spirit is open and going to be giving you very direct messages when it comes to your relationships, family and friends. So that way you can get access to your prosperity and get out of this consciousness of lack. A consciousness of lack is where we feel like we're never going to have enough. It's based off of fear. It's based off of you're never going to have enough again, okay? Which, when you have that kind of consciousness, you attract those kind of situations that further validate how you feel. Like you're never going to be loved, or no one's going to love you, or you're never going to have enough money. Okay, you see this with people who are always worried about saving $1 or getting that sale or buying a bunch of things. Like a prime example would be like during COVID when everyone bought all the toilet paper because there was COVID. Okay, it's a consciousness of lack. So essentially it looks like the world of spirit is going to be very open and pronounced at this time, giving you very direct messages, okay? Very aggressive, very direct messages on how you can get this prosperity, how you can get this abundance, and get out of this consciousness of lack, getting rid of these self-imposed limitations and limited beliefs that you may have that's holding you back from getting this abundance here, okay? It has to do with something from family and friends, like you're learning about these relationships. So it's like the people that you are around have this consciousness of lack, and you're being told, okay, with that Venus retrograde here, that you may need to shed these people or have them out of your energy because they're holding you back from reaching your full potential. That may seem harsh, but it's your life, okay? And each of us has our own responsibility to fulfill our destiny and to be the best that we can be. And if you have people that don't want to grow, heal, and evolve, and they just want to stay stagnant and they want to stay in that lower consciousness, then let them. But that doesn't mean you have to stick around, okay? And typically, when you have this consciousness of lack, it's like these people want you to feel small, okay? For you to be given these direct messages on, hey, you need to cut so-and-so off because they're holding you back. It's probably because they're toxic. And every time you start something new, or you get a new job, or you create something, they try to make you feel small because they don't want you to surpass them. So they try to, comment or fill you with ideas that, make you feel small or make you feel like what you're working on is unrealistic. All right. We're in the age of Aquarius. So that means there's going to be many people who are forging new paths where there wasn't one. Okay. The old model isn't going to work anymore in this age of Aquarius. So they may be trying to tell you, oh, that thing that you're working on isn't going to be good, but that's what your soul is telling you to do. And that's because they're working from an old model that's no longer, going to be sufficient for this time period, for this age of Aquarius. This age of Aquarius is about revolutionary changes, and you could be that revolutionary. You're not crazy for that idea. You just may be the first one. Okay. So know that. Now, on March 18th and 19th, there will be a big opportunity to develop our natural talents through a challenge of being our most authentic self while listening to our intuition and being compassionate when the energy is going to be disharmonious to being intimate with other people. As we overcome a karmic lesson surrounding our self-worth through finding strength through our tenacity. So what is this challenge, Spirit, that's going to happen at the very beginning of the week, middle week? What is this challenge, Spirit? What is this challenge that the collective is going to be developing their natural talents? What is this challenge? What is this challenge, Spirit? Challenge to get you happy, success, and love and wealth, of getting some kind of building your legacy. This could be marriage. This could be, essentially setting those firm foundations for your family to establish some kind of legacy, for you to expand in some kind of way. Because this card indicates, either babies, marriage, or essentially setting up some kind of long-term legacy for your family here. Okay, like generations, like generational wealth kind of thing. I think you having happy success in that. So you're using your natural talents. There's going to be many opportunities here to listen to your intuition and be compassionate. Okay, compassion to the self as well as to others, because you may not want to be around other people at this time. And this is all about you learning, the karmic lesson of following your intuition when it speaks to you, but also having that self-worth, okay? Knowing your worth, which again goes into the beginning, that the whole stellium in Pisces / Aries. It's the, you have people here that want to hold you back. They're working off of an older model that's no longer relevant. Whatever you're working on is going to lead you to essentially generational wealth. It's going to lead you to building some kind of legacy, but you're going to be the first one. You're going to be the entrepreneur. You're going to be the visionary. It just essentially has you overcome those self-limited beliefs and those old, outdated belief systems that people around you keep trying to, pose onto you. And you can do this through finding strength through your tenacity. Okay, just keep going. Keep, if you keep going, keep working, keep being creative, you are guaranteed success. Just keep going. Then from March 21st to 22nd, we may feel stress as the truth will be exposed to us in mystical ways when it comes to a karmic lesson surrounding our self-worth that can be overcome by following our intuition, guide us with the optimism, and show us the creative ways to attain more freedom in our lives. So again, it all has to do with a karmic lesson because Saturn is a big player right now for this week. Saturn has been a big player when it comes to the eclipse energies as well. Again, like endings and new beginnings, releasing things, and it looks like we're releasing, outdated belief systems, self-sabotaging beliefs, self-limiting beliefs that are keeping us from reaching our full potential. That's going to provide us with overall generational wealth and happiness. Like if you're not married and you're wanting, to have children and to get married, like that's in the works for you, but it takes work to get there. So it's just like getting out of your head and just keep going and keep creating. Spirit, what is this more freedom? How is the collective going to get more freedom in their life? What is this freedom that they can attain? What is this freedom that the collective can attain if they listen to their intuition? What is this freedom? How to let go of urgency to surrender to the divine timing when it comes to the steps that you need to take. So essentially, you're going to be shown through your intuition the steps you need to take to be creative to get this freedom, okay? But you have to get out of this time constraints. Surrender to divine timing. So that means like what happens with people who are entrepreneurs or who start new businesses or new creations, they have it in their mind that it's either an instant success or it's never going to be successful. I can tell you it's something that I've gone through myself, okay? Being an author, having a YouTube channel. If you look at most YouTube creators, it's an investment. Meaning like it takes them years to get to certain milestones. Like say from the ones in my community, I know the ones who've reached over 100,000 subscribers, they've been doing their channel for at least 4 years. Okay, and to be monetized, you have to reach a certain subscriber count and hour count, which can be discouraging when you first start because you're not in the algorithm yet. And no matter, if you put the tags or the hashtags or things like that, your videos may not show up to people, period. And it's hard to get those views, it's hard to get those hours just to be monetized. And then when you are monetized, it's like you have to reach a certain subscriber count and view count before you get in that algorithm to be seen, okay, to fully be getting the money that you've earned, right? And that goes with all social media. It's hard to get in the algorithm here unless you're paying for it, or even if you pay for it though, it can kind of work against you because it doesn't attract to the audience that you're wanting to attract. It just attracts a audience. You see that with people who have a high subscriber count but don't have really any views. Okay, you'll see someone who has 40,000 subscribers, but each video they have only gets 500 views. They've paid most likely for those subscribers. Just FYI with that. So, and being an author, look at all those really famous authors that are from, different time periods that weren't famous literally until after they died. Their work wasn't recognized by that generation. So it's you see that with business, when you're developing your ideas, you're developing some kind of creativity, it's people have this misconceived notion that you have to make a lot of money within the first 3 months, or you should just stop, okay? That's why you should have a job and then work on your hobby or whatever until you get it off the ground, until you get that success that you're wanting, okay? They call it the hustle. I'm not really necessarily encouraging you to hustle and be all in that consciousness of lack or thinking that you always have to chase the dollar. But it's if it's your true passion, it's your true purpose, keep working at it and you will be guaranteed success if you keep going, okay? And where the self-limited beliefs can come into and, the old belief systems, again, is oh, you're not successful in this amount of time. Oh, well, you should probably stop and quit that. It's not successful. With entrepreneurs, they say it could take up to 5 years just for you to make a profit. So again, it's keep going. You see this with lots of different industries, like with hair and things like that, where they have to build their business. And it takes a while for them to truly generate an income because they have to essentially build their book of business. So it takes a while. So keep going, stop putting a time limit on everything. There's something here that's going to build you generational wealth, give you happiness and love and wealth, give you to your prosperity and abundance. You just got to keep going. You got to do the work. Okay, you can't cut corners here, but you got to be invested in it because it's an investment. But it's not only an investment for you, it's an investment for future generations, okay? And you're going to be getting the steps that you need to take. Just listen to your intuition on this. So let's get into the daily energy. These energies can last from just a few minutes to up to 48 hours. So March 17th, we have the moon in Scorpio, which is the detriment sign of the moon, as well as the sun conjunctions with our north node. The energy will be disharmonious with being intimate with others, as well as investigating something that we are very passionate about. However, we will be able to distinguish what is false, be able to ignore distractions as we use our imaginations to creatively to further align us with our purpose. So again, we're able to ignore distractions, we're able to distinguish what is false from what is of true worth. And however, you just may not feel being around other people. There could be some disagreements. There could be, you may not feel like you want to go down the rabbit hole or really investigate something. This could also be you don't really want to do a whole lot of introspection, okay, because that's Scorpio energy there. But you need to use your creations and creativity to further align us with our purpose. Because again, all of this has to do with being further in our purpose. March 19th, the moon will be in Sagittarius and the sun conjunctions Neptune. Pay attention to your intuition as you're gathering together the skills and circumstances that you need in order for you to attain more freedom in your life. Pay special attention to your dreams as they may be very vivid and intense, more intense than usual, as they will be revealing to you the truth and mystical ways that you have overcome all obstacles and you'll be secure and strong in your pursuits. Again, this is also a time where we are heavily and highly connected to spirit. So getting those messages from the divine, getting those messages from your spiritual team, your ancestors, your higher self. So it's just a time where you're going to be getting a lot of messages, and it looks like because of that Pisces energy, it's going to really occur through our dreams. I encourage you to get a dream journal, okay, to write it down so that way you can decipher the messages, understand the patterns, because your dreams may be more intense and vivid than they usually are, okay? You could be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities as well, okay? Other than just your dreams, you can be getting visions as well. You can be getting a lot of messages. So just really pay attention to that. March 20th, we had the spring equinox, and the sun goes into the sign of Aries, which is the exalted sign for the sun. So the sun will be in Aries until April 18th of 2025. This is going to be an intense desire to take action and to initiate changes. The equinox is when the sun is exactly above the equator and day and night are of equal length. So it's a balance, okay? It's the return of the light. It represents a balance, the moment when the energies of light and dark are in harmony. It offers a time for reflection, introspection, but again, because we're in eclipse season and Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, it's a time where there's going to be some disruptive periods to essentially, again, cleanse away the old so we can welcome in the new. It's a time of renewal. It's a time of, new beginnings, rebirth, okay? And you can't go through a rebirth without some kind of death, okay? Some kind of, shedding of old to make way for the new. It's also a time of an awakening because that Pisces energy here. It's also telling us to light the flame within so that way your inner light can guide you through this time. As we are at the midpoint between the solstices, like the winter solstice and the summer solstice. You may need to return to the past, such as like through books, okay, works, photographs, things like that, to discover lost wisdom in order to construct a firm basis of ideas, okay? There's something that you need to learn. I talked about how, like authors, some of them don't even get truly popular or, get very profitable until after they pass because their work wasn't recognized then, right? So there may be some kind of work here that you need, published work that you need to revisit in order to construct some kind of ideas. March 21st, Venus sextile Pluto. We will have the comprehension of how all things are linked and that our deeds form an endless chain of events. There will be many opportunities to abruptly make the changes needed to let go of what we've outgrown in our relationships in order to revolutionize our lives. Again, like we mentioned this, when it comes to relationships with family and friends and people that want to stay in a consciousness of lack, they haven't adapted to this new age, okay? And you are meant to be some kind of visionary, some kind of transformer here, some kind of leader, and which means you have to get out of that tribal mindset. You have to get out of that following the herd. So you're gonna have to make some abrupt changes very quickly, very impulsively, whenever your intuition tells you that you may need to cut some people off. March 22nd, the moon will be in Capricorn, as well as the sun conjunction with Venus. This is a day where a strong action of fate that cannot be avoided is going to occur, which the outcome completely is determined by our perception, our perspective of the events. Meaning, if you persist with a negative aspect or a negative perception, then you will attract those kind of experiences that further validate that for you, okay? So this is giving there could be some kind of disruption, this could be some kind of, chaos going on, and if you think it's the end of the world, it could literally be very disruptive, very catastrophic for you, versus if you view this as you're getting things out of your path that no longer serve you, that you are welcoming in the new, that you're essentially ignoring all distractions that were keeping you from your path, period. But then this will work in your favor. You'll be able to go through this with a fresh and positive viewpoint that's going to help you navigate through this. It's all about perspective, collective. It's all about how you view things. If you view them with a negative mindset, then everything's always going to seem like it sucks. But if you look at it as okay, well, that wasn't ever truly mine. That wasn't in alignment with me. It was meant to be. It was meant to be not for me to have that. There's something better out there for me, and I'm just making the way for that. If you think that, it can truly transform your life. Also, Capricorn is the detriment sign of the moon. The energy will be disharmonious, so taking the lead or following our ambitions. Our intuition will be very heightened, expressing to us to distance ourselves from energies that overwhelm us through being creative, but also direct with those we have a relationship with. Honor how you feel at all times. Again, your body will warn you if someone's energy is harsh for you, okay? Meaning like, and what that means, if someone's energy is harsh to you, it means that you're not in the same vibration, you're not in the same frequency. And when it comes to this consciousness of lack, that means that these people are in a lower state of consciousness, which means their frequency, their vibration is more in that 3D, that fight or flight and fear, okay? And they're going to attract those kind of situations that further validate those feelings that they have until they heal themselves, until they, ascend and they grow and evolve. But for you, if you're a higher vibration, okay, if you're a higher vibration of them, it's going to feel very intense. Or if these people have malicious intent for you, they don't wish you well, things like that, your body's going to register that. Say if it's a karmic individual, if it's somebody who wishes you harm, okay, if your body feels like you're in danger, your body will let you know based off the energy that you're around. So trust your feelings here. Trust what you feel and distance yourself from people whose vibration does not feel like it's in alignment with you. Okay, like if you feel sick while you're around a person, that's a big tell that their energy is just not conducive with yours. They don't mean you well, it's dangerous for you to be around them, but also energy can be very contagious. Like if you're surrounded by people who all are in that low vibrational energy of loss, lack, fear, victimization, fight or flight, then you're going to essentially absorb those kind of energies and you're going to feel that way as well. So it's very important because your vibe attracts your tribe. And if you are hanging around people that are not of your vibe, you're going to end up, your energy is going to end up meshing with theirs and you're going to feel that way. Okay, and it's going to take a lot of grounding and meditation and healing work to recover. So your body's just telling you right now that you need to essentially honor how you feel, and if it feels off, it's off. Separate, ground, okay? Get yourself back into alignment. March 23rd, Sun sextiles Pluto. There will be many opportunities to rise above any illusions caused by any old and outdated beliefs or self-limiting beliefs that we need to purge and release, okay? Our intuition will be heightened and picking up any messages from Spirit on how we can use our imagination to be creative and to heal on our path in order to revolutionize our lives. Again, this whole week is all about purging old, outdated belief systems, self-limiting beliefs. It's about, getting rid and releasing any family member or friend that, is not harmonious with us, meaning their energy isn't harmonious with us. It's not in alignment. It's not conducive to us. It's keeping us from reaching our full potential. Also, again, it's a heightened sense of intuition this week where we're picking up messages from Spirit, from our higher self on how we can be creative, use our imagination to essentially speak up for ourselves, assert some kind of boundaries. And once we do that, we can be further in alignment with our soul purpose, which has to do with building some kind of generational wealth, building some kind of legacy that will provide us with happiness and wealth. Not just for us, but for future generations. Because again, you are a visionary here in this new cycle of the time of Aquarius. Okay, Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. We're changing for the next 19 years. We're going to be changing. We're going to be evolving, and you're one of the path makers. You're the example. You're here to be a visionary and explorer, so to speak, to show other people the way, but you have to do it first, which may seem scary, okay? But I'm sure the people, who travel to different lands to build a new life seem scary too, and they end up building generational wealth for their families. You see that all the time. So the chakra that coincides with this week is the solar plexus, speaking of boundaries. So your solar plexus is here. It is our power center. It's our storage house for judgments, opinions, and beliefs we have gathered about ourselves and the world. Again, we're getting rid of outdated beliefs and self-limiting beliefs this week. It impacts our self-esteem and self-confidence, directed will, and our ability to discern using your discernment. It's our psychic energy pump for physical and auric bodies. Our thought forms are produced here. The use of mental empathy to effectively achieve a position in the world to help you and your soul to achieve its purpose. Again, this week is all about being further in alignment with our purpose. It's all about, you know, using our discernment when we're around certain people and energies that aren't in alignment with us and don't serve us. It's also about our self-esteem and our self-confidence, our directed will on what we're wanting to do and not settling for less. It's our source of personal power, intellectual understanding of the world. With the masculine energy, it's decision making. The yang function of this chakra is expression of the self and the world, and the yin function of this chakra is opinions and judgments about ourselves and others. Again, we are getting rid of all these self-limited beliefs that do not serve us. We're getting rid of those. It's a purge, and there's going to be many opportunities to do that. It speaks to us physically through the gut response. So again, listen to your gut. Again, when it talks about, you know, paying attention to the energies that are around you and how your body feels when you're around those energies. You know, if you start getting stomach cramps, you start to feel sick, you have that gut response like danger. You need to listen to those, you know, honor those feelings, okay? If this chakra is at a misalignment or a malfunction, problems that can stimulate is like digestive and metabolic disorders, in the liver. With men, it can be anger when it comes to the male self, and also female power. With the stomach, if there's issues with the stomach, it means that you're swallowing other people's opinions and thoughts. And the kidneys, if you're having issues with your kidneys, it's childhood perceptions regarding emotional needs. And pancreas, it means you're under nurtured. So if you have issues in those areas, you need to look at those areas. So like liver, it's men that's been essentially swallowing their anger about their identity essentially, but also with female power. Stomach, swallowing other people's opinions and thoughts. Kidneys, childhood perceptions regarding emotional needs. Pancreas, you're either over nurtured or under nurtured. Addictions that can stem from this chakra, if it's at a misalignment or malfunction, is being addicted to caffeine, which caffeine lowers your vibration very significantly. People don't understand that just holding a cup of coffee can lower your vibration. There's definitely alternatives out there, like those Wonder Day gummies, the mushroom coffee, things like that, that actually give your mind mental clarity, but also can be rid your body of the harmful effects of caffeine. Beer, you know, alcohol pokes holes in your aura, but also lowers your vibration as well, makes you susceptible to low vibrational entities, beings, and energies. Sugar, overworking, perfectionism, prejudice leading to paranoia or intense hatred. Again, we talked about hatred, we talked about paranoia, and like right now that's definitely prevalent in the United States. We have a lot going on. You got Texas with their bill to essentially criminalize, like put in jail, people who are transgender. Where I live, we had a group of people displaying Nazi paraphernalia and like having the flag and making a sign over highways and stuff. Focusing on all the wrong things, right? Like, and while this happens, it's like we are in like the United States is in inflation. So when people start to feel stressed, they look at other things to be a scapegoat. And my husband told me a story about China and how they had this as well, where literally the people were starving. They were starving, you know, and rose from that was this man that people there thought was Jesus. I think it's literally called the War of Jesus or something like that, where essentially because these people were starving and they get to a certain point of desperation, an entire army was created of the people, followed behind this person they thought was Jesus, and it slaughtered millions of people. And the response of the communist regime was to ensure that their population never went hungry again, to avoid any kind of uprisings. So when people start feeling pressure and stress, they look for scapegoats. Again, it's the solar plexus, feeling like they are victimized, they have no power, they have no say in their world. They feel small. And so when they feel that way, it can lead to intense hatred and paranoia, and they look for something else that they can feel powerful over, okay? All right, collective, I hope I was able to provide you some clarity and what to expect during this week. Thank you for watching. If you like my vibe in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. Please stay tuned for a brief little snippet of the Dark High Priestess and the Prophecy of the Queen of the Unseen.